Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. So today I invite you guys into my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making Parmesan crusted chicken Alfredo with broccoli. It's just, it's kind of something I made up. You know, how I put it together is just something that I made up. So I am going to bring you guys along so you can see how I make it. So some of the things that you'll need when you're making your chicken, we're going to start off with the chicken first. So some of the things that you'll need when you're making your chicken is you'll need some panko breadcrumbs. Nothing special, just panko breadcrumbs and seasonings of your choice. You'll also need some Parmesan cheese. Make sure that it's grated. Because I know they have one that's shredded, and then they have the shaved, and then they have grated. So just make sure that it says grated on it. And the seasonings of your choice. So these are just some of the seasonings that I use to season my chicken with, you know, but whatever your preference is to the seasonings that you like, then that's what you can use. And then noodles is optional. You don't have, I mean, it's not the kind of noodles that you use is optional. You can use whatever kind of noodles that you prefer. For this particular, this time, I buy the penny noodles a lot, and I get these from Sam's Club. So these I buy a lot. I actually have some boiling already on the stove. And then the flour is for my Alfredo sauce. So we'll get to the flour a little bit later on in the vlog. 2 eggs. I have my panko breadcrumbs and my grated Parmesan cheese. And mine's is about, I'm going to say I have about 2 cups of panko breadcrumbs and 2 cups of the grated Parmesan cheese. And then there I have my chicken, and it's already seasoned. And so, okay, so here I have my eggs, my breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese, and my chicken. I'm just going to remove these out because I don't need them in here. So first what you're going to do is you're going to put your chicken in the egg. Make sure you coat both sides. And then you're going to put it in the breadcrumbs. You want to get them nice and coated. And then you'll also need a skillet, which is what I have over here. Turn so you guys can see. You'll need a skillet, and you'll need about I'm going to say that's about a half a cup of oil. So that's what you'll need. And then you're just going to put your Parmesan, you're going to put your chicken strip in there. You're going to keep repeating that until you get it, you know, you get enough in the pan that you need. I'll show you this. And I like to use the glove because it's just less messy on my hands. So you don't have to use the glove if you don't want to, but I like to. And they brown pretty quick, so. And I don't like to overcrowd the pan when I do mine, so I'm probably going to put just about 4 in the pan that I have here. And this is what's going to give your chicken, the panko breadcrumbs is what's going to give your chicken that nice crunch. So you're just going to fry your chicken strips until they're done, and this is what they're looking like. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to our Alfredo sauce. Now I do purchase some pre-made Alfredo sauce, and this is the one that I buy, and I get this one from Sam's Club. So you can very well just use this on its own. It does have a really good flavor, and it tastes really good. I'm just one of those people that I like to doctor up stuff. So I'm gonna actually make, and then I don't like my Alfredo pasta dry. So what I do is I make a little bit of my own Alfredo sauce to mix in with this one too, because I just want to enhance the flavor, because like I said, this one is already good. So I have a little bit of flour, and don't mind that it says pastry flour. I just like to use it because it's a very fine flour. So that's what I'm going to use for my Alfredo sauce. So let's get started. So what I have here is I have about 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. I have butter. I have a cup of milk. And remember, in my huge grocery haul, I was telling you guys about the Better Than Bouillon chicken base. So now you'll get to see how I use it. So we're going to start off with some butter. Just going to get that melted. And that was about two tablespoons of butter that I just used in here. Get that all melted. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of flour. Just going to sprinkle that in there like that. Gonna brown that. Get your flour all nice and even. Make sure you don't have any chunks in your flour. You're just gonna let that get brown. I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit. Get that nice and brown, your flour and your butter. So mine is a nice golden brown, so you don't want it to get too dark. Once that's brown, I'm going to add, see if I can get this open, my Better Than Bouillon chicken base. And you're going to use about a teaspoon of that as well. Well, maybe about a teaspoon and a half. Because I'm not making that much, so I don't need that much of it. And you're just going to dissolve that in the butter and the flour mixture. And then you're going to add your cream. You're going to add your cream. You're going to get that nice and dissolved and nice and thick. And like I said, this for me, I just do this just to enhance the flavor of the Alfredo sauce that I have in the jar. Because it is good, but I just like to doctor it up a little bit, like I said. So this is nice. And see, actually, I could use this just on its own if I really wanted to. See how it's nice and just creamy. And then you just add a little bit of black pepper. So I am going to add a little bit more seasoning to it. And you see it's nice, and it's got a nice thick consistency to it. It's not too thick, but it's just right. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder. Just a little bit. And more black pepper, and a little bit of black pepper. I use coarse black pepper, so you don't need a whole lot of that. Just gonna give that a stir. And then I'm going to add the Alfredo sauce that I have in the can. I'm just gonna mix that all together. nice and mixed together. Mix that up. And now it's ready for your noodles, for your pasta. So I actually already have my pasta cooked. So I'm gonna put my pasta in here. You're gonna add your pasta. Got my pasta. Now it's time to add your cheese. Add my cheese. And if you think it's a little bit too thick, you could always add a little bit more milk to it if you need to. And now I'm going to add my broccoli. And for my broccoli, you guys, I'm just using, I have this that I buy from Sam's Club. Costco sells them too, and it's just organic broccoli florets. And it comes in, you get 4 bags in this pack right here. So I've already chopped it up. I chop it up because it is floret, so they come pretty, pretty big, and you don't want those big pieces of broccoli in it. So I just chop it up so you get bite-sized pieces versus those big old chunks. And then you just stir that up. Make sure everything is nice and coated. Get all your broccoli coated. Everything is done. So the Alfredo is done. So now just gonna plate it. So I got the Alfredo done, and so I'm gonna plate some and get you nice some. So you're gonna get you some of your Alfredo. So I got my chicken strips done. And so what I'm going to do is they're over here. I put mine on a rack. So what I normally do is I just take one of the chicken strips. Move this out of the way so we'll swap sides so you can see. So if you hear that crunch, you hear that? So I just take one of my chicken strips and I slice it like that. And I put it over my... So you could take however many that you want to put over it. You can also, if you have some of your leftover Parmesan cheese, just sprinkle a little bit more of the Parmesan cheese on the top. And voila, there you have it, guys. My Alfredo and broccoli Parmesan crusted chicken. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and everything else the Word of God says you are. Bye.